Tim Kirby Russia, hot takes, guns, and democracy. Although you may not believe it, there's a direct correlation between guns and democracy. Now, a lot of you guys may be Europeans, and whenever a European hears someone with an American accent mention guns, they roll their eyes and flip out and get all angry. I'm not here to tell you that guns are either good or bad. What I am here to tell you is that when you want democracy, unfortunately, like it or not, you gotta have guns. Why? So the question is, why do people love democracy so much? What is the overall idea? The idea is that the people have the power, right? That's why the people get to vote to pick their leaders. The people get to do this, that. They have these rights. It's so that the people have power. But the one thing is that if you want to have power, you have to be able to take action. So about power. After the Soviet Union fell, the United States was the only world hyperpower, and it started to use that ability to take action all over the globe. We've seen that. Now, can Fiji or Zimbabwe do the same thing? No. They do not have the power, so they cannot take action. In fact, smaller sort of island nations, a lot of poor African nations, are essentially helpless. Helplessness is really the inability to take action. And here's where guns come in. If you live in some country where the idea of how law works or how to protect yourself, this overall concept, especially in former communist countries, is that if something goes wrong, you call the police. Okay, that at least, makes sense. But the problem is the police tend to arrive real late. And why is it that you, as a citizen of a country where in theory there's democracy, i.e. you have power, why are you forbidden to take action? If you see a woman being raped, why can't you take action and kill the rapist the same way a police officer would? So if someone is spray painting something on your business, they're ruining your property, you're expected to just sort of sit there, call the police who are going to come and maybe do something, but very often for minor crimes they don't even really show up. Why can you not take action? In fact, if you really look at our modern society, I'm talking about mostly the West, including America where there are guns, by the way, we are more or less helpless. We are expected to do nothing, to call the police and hope that they do something about a problem, or that maybe down the line someone can sue someone so the government can force them to give them back, to give us, the offended side, to give us back some sort of money, some sort of compensation. This is madness. This is not the way that human beings work. And certainly it is not democracy, because when you have zero power, zero ability to take action, that means that you do not live in a democracy. Now that could be cool. That could be cool. There are many people who would love to live in a totalitarian nightmare. They want to live in what I would call a Norwegian prison. The prisons in Scandinavia are known for their niceness, right? They're very comfortable. Everyone in those prisons lives a long time. They're not the victims of violence. The food's really good. Apparently they get to play PlayStation and read books and all that. Life there is pretty pleasant in those Scandinavian prisons, but it's still a prison. And there are a lot of people who would like to live that way. And that's fine. Guess what? I don't. I like the idea of democracy in the sense that the people, if they're going to have power, should have power. And part of that power is firepower. Because essentially, if you are unarmed, that makes you helpless. If you are helpless, that means that you are not living in a democracy. Because helpless people have no power. And like I've just mentioned, this is not just about the guns. A gun is a physical object. We are starting to live in an America where people can go up to you, shove their middle finger in your face, act in absolutely disgusting ways, destroy your property, and you are expected, even with an assault rifle, to just stand there and take it. This is not the way the world should work. It's not the way democracy works. Again, if you want to live in your Scandinavian prison and you want that for your country, that's fine. But you cannot call your country a democracy when you've basically turned it into a prison. Guns and the ability to take action, the ability to break the state's monopoly on violence, that is a true democracy. Anything else is just democracy wrapping paper.